don't want me singing? Or humming? He was telling me I was on.
You still are on.
Please won't you come over? Let me get to know ya. Hey, na 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 na. Delve into emotion. Leave us in this moment.
Wow, we are done with TSAA, or this year's TSAA State Championships. And what
Smelling
a
a little
great,
rough.
I know, what? Spelling.
You are.
I know, it is. But man, it is, I know it is hot in here. They walked in and they're like, oh, we'll turn the AC on, but it was only 80 degrees. It's 80 degrees in a room with no air circulation. We asked a couple, what, go ahead.
They turned it on. It's
They did.
nice.
Well, kind of. It still feels warm in here.
Complaints.
But we just wanted to kind of close out the day. We are done. Actually, I think all of them have come in now at this point. And they're turning in their scores. We're getting pictures done of all the winners and all of that. We'll get that posted out on the website or on the Facebook page of where all the pictures are. And I think Keith, there's a lot of pictures. Yeah, his eyes was like, yeah, a lot of pictures. But we have a couple parents here.
Yes.
Kind of close it out. You know, this is called Raising an Archer, and it's just amazing how many people get into the sport because of their kids, right? You know, I would have never been in the sport if it wasn't for my kid, and I just fell in love with it. So Jenna,
Yeah.
so you were one of the parents that got to walk around
Right.
with the kids.
Right.
And the one thing with USA Archery is they do require background checks and
Safe
sport,
sports,
right.
even as a parent for you to
Right.
walk through it, right?
Right.
And that's really the rule is that if a parent comes into field of play, so when you go to an indoor tournament, you're actually not in field of play unless you cross that equipment line.
Right.
Here it's a little different because we're on 15 acres.
Right.
And
Right.
it's- Yep.
Yeah, it's following him along, just watching him shoot.
Yep. And
Can't
so I mean,
coach.
can't coach.
You
That's
just
right.
watch, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up because as a parent, when you are with your child in the field of play in a field shoot, it is very hard to sit there and not say something.
Sure.
Especially when you see, like I remember one time seeing Ryan aiming at the wrong target.
Right.
Oh.
And just to sit there and watch him shoot it.
Yeah, it's
You know,
hard.
it's hard to do,
Yeah.
but it's what you have to do.
Riley know, man.
Right.
Yeah. So Skip's been shooting for a while, and so when did you get into the sport? I mean, did the kids get you into it?
Yeah, 2 or 3 years after they started, we were big into 4-H shooting sports, rifle and shotgun. Never paid much attention to archery. And then I think 2011, 2012, they decided to do archery
Yeah.
and just fell in love with it.
Did Kim, your wife, did she get in at the same time, or did she get in
She
earlier?
came in about a year after I did.
Okay.
For the same reason. I mean, we just got sick of watching.
And she
it
did.
became a family sport.
Yeah, and she did very well too, didn't she?
Oh, yeah, she's the top archer in the family by far.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And
I
she
miss her, by the way. I haven't seen her lately.
did she win any national tournaments or?
Yeah. She won field nationals. She won outdoor target nationals. I think she did win it. Yeah, she won indoor nationals too. And then she's been on 3 world teams.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you guys got into it pretty big as well.
Yeah. Well, she was sitting there listening, while they were being, coaching and all. So she's like, by the time she was ready to shoot, she's like, all right, I know all this.
I know what to do. It's funny.
I got this.
I mentioned, and I think probably Jenna, you'll agree. It's like we spend so much money on coaching that we really learn a lot about
Right.
the sport,
Right.
and even though we are not big archers, I mean, I don't go compete all over the nation, but I have spent a lot of money, and I know, and I've been taught a lot.
Sure.
over the years.
And that's one reason Corbett got into it too. Corbett shoots with Chap a lot, and
Yep.
so he just wanted to learn more about it. But he shoots bare bow. Chap shoots recurve, but still got some of the
Oh,
same
yeah,
nuances.
yeah.
Now, I have a question for both parents because we just talked about coaching. If you say something to Chap, hey, you ought to do this, you ought to do that, fix this, fix that, how does he respond?
Oh, he responds well.
Oh, does
But
he?
he's got kind of an archer IQ that's a little bit above mine anyway. So
I get told, I know what I'm doing, so.
his archery IQ, he can pretty much figure it out
Oh, wow.
on his own a lot of times. And so I don't have to say a whole lot. But sometimes if it's just the little minor adjustments, things like that, then
Very
Then
talented.
he'll take my expertise of what it is.
What about you?
I think I've learned through the years when we're at a tournament, I'm a cheerleader, and I don't go into coaching mode unless they come to me and ask.
Right.
Mine won't ask.
Yeah, so that's what I've learned, and that works the best for us. Now at home on the range and all, I'll coach them and give them grief and all that. But yeah,
And they listen to you?
Yeah, but I've learned
What are
when
we
we're on the
doing
road
wrong?
at
Right.
a tournament and it's serious, it's better just to be a cheerleader.
Right.
It really is. It really is. And I'm the. If you ever see me with my son at a competition, it's when he comes up, I'm just like, do you need something to eat? You need something to drink? You know, I don't really give
did
him much.
great.
You know, hey, you're doing a great job. He gets so angry with me because anytime he barely ever looks back at me, but when he looks back, I always give him a thumbs up, and then
We
he'll
talked
be
about that last
yeah,
night.
and then he's like so irritated because the thumbs up tells me it's in. I'm like, I'm just saying good job. I'm not saying it's in. Just keep it up, you know, because I'm
Yeah,
like,
today, that's what I was with Julia. I got to see her a couple of times. I'm like, oh, you did a great job. Keep it up. Okay, bye. You know, love you. And, yeah, there was no
think-
coaching. No.
I do want to jump on Skip's comment a little bit that he said, hey, during the competitions, you're a cheerleader.
Yeah.
At home, you're coach. And one thing I've always said is I'm not Ryan's coach, somebody else is coach, but what it really comes down, I mean, I'm with him all the time. And I was talking to another coach, and they said, yes, he has another coach, but you are his coach, and he has to understand that at some level you are his coach because you're with him and you can give him some guidance. So there is, at some point, your child has to understand that you can give them some information, some pointers.
Yeah, and
a
with-
teenage girl will.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know.
Teenage girl, that's a whole nother discussion.
with Kim and myself, she's better at spotting shooting form issues and all, and I'm more tuning and equipment. So it's a good division of responsibilities.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a cool thing.
Well, thank you guys for coming on. We're just
Yeah,
going to do
so
a quick
much.
close up
Sure.
and had a perspective of a mom that got to walk the course.
Sure.
And have you judged this course before?
I
haven't
have. I have.
you?
Yeah.
And
Where's your bow?
Yeah. It's at home.
did you have a good time?
I did. I did.
It
Had a
really
great
was
time.
fun. It's even fun walking around and
It's a
seeing
good
everybody
time.
shoot
Right.
these. Some of those were really tough.
They're
targets.
tough targets, and there were some new archers in Chap's group today, so it was kind of fun watching them learn
Yeah.
and watching them kind of communicate with each other the different rules and
Yeah.
different things,
We wanna
helping
get-
each other out.
Yeah, and we want to get the word out that this is a great event, and
Would
feel
you recommend it to others? Maybe
Oh,
the
yeah.
new archers?
I love this spot. Yeah, Canyon Lake. Bubba's got a great place and
Yes, he
great
does.
range.
Yeah, and you know the field is probably our lowest turnout tournament of the year, and we want to turn that around
Sure.
because I think it's the most fun tournament of all of them.
I agree.
You know, shooting a target over and over. I kid around. Like if I've
Sitting
seen
in
the
one
first
spot, do you like
first
that, or
shot,
do you like walking around?
I've seen them all. Here, it's not the same. Every shot is different,
Right, Yes,
and
right.
it has a different look, a different feel, and there's the elements of outdoors that makes
Right.
it even more challenging.
Yeah.
Sure.
So thanks everybody for tuning in. That is it. We are going to go ahead and close out the live feed. We will go ahead and get photos out there. We'll go ahead and get some videos. We interviewed every single group that was out there. So we'll put together some type of collage of videos for everybody so they can see themselves and get to hear their voices, I guess. But thank you guys, and we will see you at the next tournament.
All right. Thanks a lot,
Bye.
guys.